say about your offensive line's performance tonight?
About our
offensive line's performance?
We can play a lot better. I think the first half we did a lot of good things. Still left a couple plays on the field that we can clean up. But anytime you win on the road like this in this conference, and we're certainly happy. But there are a ton of things that we can do a lot better.
400 yards rushing tonight.
Yeah, I guess that's just a testimony to a first half, and did not play very well in the second half for a lot of reasons. But again, a quality opponent, tough atmosphere. So very very happy with the win, and I think we'll look back on this and coulda woulda shoulda to make it a little bit even cleaner.
They get the quick score and then come right back and get a 71-yarder from Kenyon. How important was that?
That was huge. That was a very well-blocked play. They got kind of caught with two guys in a gap, and our guys did a great job of kind of creasing it. Huge response. Obviously not the way you want to start the game, but maybe a little quick pick-me-up for sure.
General assessment of Mariota and his, again, a lot of people are thinking this is his first big test, on the road,
right?
Environment, how he would respond, and then, like you said, not the way you want to start.
Yeah, I thought he played well. There were a couple things that he did really nicely in the running game, especially the long touchdown. That was huge. Again, had a couple guys whiffing at the point of attack that we shouldn't need to block a little bit more cleanly, but he made it right a couple times, and Anthony did, Kenyon did on a couple runs. But like everybody, we talked about this before, good, bad, indifferent, we're still a huge work in progress. We've got a ton of guys making a ton of mistakes that you just don't expect. But then you sit there and you go, okay, well, he's a freshman, and we need to get to the point where that's not an excuse. That's not a valid excuse.
Brian's touchdown pass to Marcus, clearly not the way you draw that play up.
What do you mean? That was exactly how we drew that up. No, he actually could have had two. The other one, we kind of went to something else. He could have, would have, should have again had another one, but that was sweet. That's exactly how you draw it up. Anytime that's our rule. If the quarterback is sort of open, force it.
Is there any variation of that play where it's supposed to you can pass it to Marcus?
I'll tell you, but I'd have to kill you.
How long have you been wanting to call that play?
We've had a couple things like that. That's a good thing of having guys that are versatile like that. That kind of get the big picture. We've had a few variations and just kind of came up at the right time.
How does Marcus deal with things like turnovers that early? Do you have to talk to him, or how does he deal with this?
I think it's, when you look at the next play and just the next decision a guy or the next time he's kind of in a similar situation, how he responds, and he's been great that way. He's his own worst critic. We came off, I can't remember what the scoring drive was, but the first thing he said on the phone was, hey, I should have done this earlier in the drive, and so that's awesome.
Kenyon was telling me that ASU's defense is so aggressive that sometimes they can overrun plays. Is that what you saw from your offense in that first half? ASU overrunning plays that you guys were running by them?
Yes and no. There's some things that I don't know exactly how he's characterizing that, and there's some points, yes, they're very fast, and you try to use that against them, very aggressive. They blitz a lot, and like on the long run by Kenyon, they're just misgapped, and that's something that that we try to take advantage of.
Mark, when it seemed like Marcus, every time he needed to pick up the first down, he takes off. Like 10, 12, 16 yards.
Was he on the plane?
Sitting in the box. Did you sense that Arizona State was getting disheartened every time he did that?
I don't know. We just like to move the chains. That is a frustrating thing, though. When you've got a play covered, or you think you have a rush lane or something, something covered, and a guy takes off and runs. That can be a demoralizing thing. I thought their quarterback did a really good job of that sometimes tonight, of making a couple guys miss and extending plays, and that's something that we have the luxury of having a couple guys that can run around and do that. And however we can do it, run, pass, throw it backwards to the quarterback, whatever it may be, we'll try to score or move it.
Is that as good as Marcus to Addison?
That was a nice throw. Yeah, I thought that was a really nice throw, and I thought Brian's throw to the tight end was a great throw that we dropped. That could have been a knife, but yeah, those guys can both spin it sometimes.
Make your fans there great